This is Danny Smith. I'm with Impact Leadership, and I've got Herdy Burke with Herdy's the video six-pack guy, and I've got Randy. Randy, how do we introduce you here?
Well, that's a good question.
I'll tell you. Hey, this is Herdy. Danny, Randy is Danny's brother, and Randy has a motorcycle. How's that?
Randy has a motorcycle. Now, we were laughing a few minutes ago before we turned the recording and all on, and somebody accused Randy of being a legend in his own mind.
Yeah.
Randy?
Himself.
I'm not going to touch that one.
You're not going to touch that one.
You don't want me to. You don't want me to touch that one.
But you know what, Danny? By the time he's done, he will be.
Yeah. You know, I don't have a motorcycle, Dan. There's a difference. I don't have a motorcycle.
I'm sorry. You have a Harley Street Glide.
I just have a Harley.
Yeah, I love those Harleys.
I'm just old scooter trash.
Yeah,
that's good
Randy,
stuff.
Randy, Herdy asked me this afternoon what kind of Harley you had, and I told him it was a tricked-out street glide. And
but Herdy, it's when you ride a Harley.
Yeah.
There's just a couple of things that really matter. A lot of black and a lot of chrome.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And my brother's got one and tours all over the place too. So, man, yeah, he loves it.
Well, Randy, you're leaving on Sunday. And
I just had a little meeting down here. Saturday we're doing a poker run, a big kickoff event down here on the banks of the Guadalupe at a place called the Pump House Bar and Grill. Really nice place. We got hot rod clubs coming in. We got classic car clubs coming in. We got a lot of cars coming. We got a lot of biker clubs coming. It's going to be an all-day event. It's just really fired up. I was in there a while ago having dinner with my daughter and the lady that is kind of the event coordinator down there for these couple of restaurants these people own. And, we're sitting down there having talks, and in walk some people that I've never met, but ends up being a couple of these guys that come in. They're riding with me because of the group that's going. They're riding with me to Alpine the first day. We're going to do 500 miles the first day. But Saturday is going to be all about, just a lot of publicity, a lot of media, a lot of, TV, newspaper, radio. Everybody's going to be there. We're going to do about a 100-mile poker run. You understand what a poker run means? Is what happens is registration starts at 9 Saturday morning. Everybody kind of can, they register throughout the morning. First bike out, first car out at 10. We have designated stops in Goliad, a little place out in Mission Valley. Then we'd go up to Ruby Begonias and Cuero. We'd come down to the Watering Hole on the way back, and we'd come back to the pump house. At each stop, you get a special medallion that's made especially for this event. Everybody will want to keep because we've got an event poker chip. We just got different things that everybody will pick up along the way. And then when you get to the last stop, we got one of the local judges that'll be there with a deck of cards. You walk up there after you park your bike, park your car and everything. You walk up to the table. I got my brother-in-law, Steve, and then a local judge that'll be sitting there at the table in a full robe and everything. He deals the cards. You pick 5 cards, everybody, or you buy a 6th card. You play your best 5 cards, and at the end of the day, first place gets $500, second place gets $250. That's just one. And then we're doing some other things. We're doing biker events, which is the like the ball drop, where we have some cones, like these orange cones you see on the highway. We'll have like 5 or 6 cones set up real close. You put somebody on the back of the bike, and they have to set tennis balls on these things, and then you get down, you set them, and then you pick them up coming back. That's one event. And then we have a rope over between 2 poles with a balloon toss there full of water. There's a water balloon. The person on the back throws the water balloon over and catches it on the other side. A lot of people drop them, bust them. It's a lot of fun. And then the one that I'm the king of is the slow race. It's only about 50, 60 foot. We paint out.
What you say? The slow race?
The slow race. You line them up. We run heats, and then we run a final. You line them up. At go, you have to raise your feet, and your tires must move. The last guy that crosses the finish line without putting his feet down, he wins that heat, and you go to the final. Well, I haven't done this in years because, naturally the last 3 or 4 years taking care of my wife and everything, but and there hadn't been any big deals going on around here, but I'm the reigning champ. I've only been beat once, and years and years and years I've only been beat once. I'm the slow race champ. So we're doing a lot of that kind of stuff, the hot rods, the classic cars and everything. It's going to be a people's choice. So we involve the people. We got bands. We got a lot of things going on that day. And then the next morning, Sunday morning. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I got a question for you. You're telling us everything that's going on. Let's talk about a little bit. What's this event for? What are you raising all these, what's going on?
Well, the whole deal is, obviously this whole thing started, it's an ALS awareness ride.
All right.
Everything we're doing is about ALS awareness. ALS is being a disease that affects the skeletal muscles of the body, does not affect the mind. You're with ALS, your muscles deteriorate to the point where a person can't breathe, and that's what eventually that they'll succumb to. Now, so what I'm doing is an ALS awareness ride around the United States. I'm touching all 4 corners. We're raising the money, though. We're only asking for $10 per person, at least, minimum $10. Your $10, what we're raising money for, we're trying to raise $2 million to finish a hospice facility here for the dying in Victoria. I want, with $2 million, I have naming rights. I want to name this facility the Sophia Smith Center of Compassion. Now, where I got the $10 from is my wife was, she's a kind of an icon with Avon Products as a recruiter and trainer. And her passion was that with a $10 investment, she could change women's lives. She was a waitress that answered a call on an ad, and for $10, she became an Avon lady, went on to become one of the most successful Avon ladies in the history of Avon. So with that passion and that thought in mind, I'm going out there to find 200,000 people to give me $10.
Awesome.
That is what it's all about.
There you go. That's awesome. That's perfect, Randy.
And you get to do what you love to do, Randy, right? Riding the Harley.
Well, the Harley came from, for years, my wife and I, Sophia and I, we rode Harleys, and, we've been across country, been to Milwaukee for the 95th anniversary of Harley years ago. We did a lot of fundraising, blood drives and different things. But when our kids started turning 16 and driving, and I sold most of my Harleys and got down to where I only kept one of our standing jokes between us was, hey, when we're stressed out is that one day when the kids got old enough, we was going to buy a big touring bike. We're going to leave the house, go visit a lot of friends across the country, and not come home until we put our toes in both oceans. So before she passed, I bought a new Harley. She wanted to see it. I bought a new Harley. It's been sitting for well over a year, about a year and a half now, matter of fact. And I've just been dressing it out, getting it prepared for this ride because I told her I'd take this ride. If that ride developed, if I'd have took it last year, it would have just been me taking a ride coast to coast, what I promised her to do. But it evolved into, because hospice touched us so much. Hospice, as my daughter described, it was like angels sent from heaven to help us through them last couple of months, that she was alive and here in the house, and they're building this facility for the dying. What better way to pay tribute? Raising money to help others. Just trying to give something back. I've got an opportunity to give something back. I'm going to step up to the plate and give it a swing.
Hey, Danny, being Randy's brother, your role in this is going to be kind of what are you going to be doing alongside with this event?
Wishing he was riding with me.
Well, I know that. He's already told me that.
Yeah. Well, besides praying for him, praying for his safety and just all the lives he's going to touch, one of the things is once he leaves I'm just going to, Randy and I really haven't talked much about this, and we've been, this is one of these things that we're just going to build our wings on the way down, as my mentor Paul Martinelli would say, is that, once Randy said something to me one night a few weeks ago. He said, once I leave, we're just going to start posting stuff on Facebook and Twitter and just see what happens. And he said, you got any ideas? And from that conversation, we come up with the idea of a blog, which we'll post that on Facebook, and it's Randy's rideoflife.blogspot.com. We might, you can get to it through rideoflife.org. But anyway, so we're going to every night. Right now, what the plan is, every night at 8:00, I'm going to call into this number you guys just called into. Randy's going to call into it, and we're going to talk for a while. And people that want to ask Randy questions, hear the story. We're talking about some other things going on. We're going to talk for a while, and then post those calls back on the blog. And from the blog, we'll easily share it out via Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever we want to go from there.
And Randy, do you know what the Twitter account is that we can post to our social networks to get people interested?
That's you,
or
Danny.
It's hashtag Ride of Life, and we actually haven't set up the actual Twitter account yet.
But that's going to be done. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right.
And one thing we're talking about doing, and this is this is in the makes, and I've got a lot of positive feedback on, is during that first week, we're going to be talking and letting people know what we're doing, and we're going to set up a time, and we're going to offer some, we're going to do some leadership coaching, and we're talking about even going through John Maxwell's the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth book.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This could be fun.
And that's really, the more I talk about that, the more, I've got people I was in Corpus Christi today for a President's Recognition Program for Avon, and I spoke down there today, and, when I mentioned that, there was about, 70, 80 people in the room, and when I mentioned that, it's amazing, the response I got, people coming up to me afterwards, talking about how, golly, I want to be involved in that. I want to hear that. I want to listen to that. People are hungry for that type of information of coaching and leadership training. So I'm real excited about that.
Randy, do you have people that are going to be riding along with you on this route at certain places, or is that been lined up, or are you playing it by ear? Yeah.
The way I've approached this thing, when it originally started, we were going to plan events across the country. We were going to do this and do that. And what it really comes down to, it's very hard to plan events around a guy riding a Harley.
Yep.
The weather, everything can throw me off. So, what in the tradition of networkers, of direct sellers, and the old school way of doing things, I'm going to get on my bike June the 1st. I've got some buddies. We're going to do a hard 500 miles the first day to Alpine, Texas. They're gonna break off there. They're gonna ride to Big Bend a couple of days. From there I'm going on to El Paso, Albuquerque, and I'm taking off from there. But I'm really I want to network myself across the country. I want to post things to the blog, post things to do these conference calls, and take pictures of people I'm seeing. Like, for instance, remember the old song about standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, and remember that song?
On my mind? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got a guy that's indirect selling, and I've made contact with him. He's on the chamber. He's some kind of director of the Chamber of Commerce. His city planners jumped in. Several people in Winslow, Arizona. I'm going to stop in there for lunch, I think, on Wednesday the 4th, I think it is. Mm-hmm. We're going to have lunch, and I'm going to speak to the Rotary there. And that's the kind of stuff I want to do. I just want to network myself around the United States, see the country through the handlebars of my Harley, and network across the countries, talking about ALS, talking about the leadership values, and let's just do this. And let's see if we can find a way to make this thing go viral, find enough friends and show that this really can work, that friends reaching out to friends, and we touch a lot of lives. We're not asking for a lot of money, just $10.
Right.
Just $10.
I'm in.
Biggest,
you only need 199,000 now.
Yeah. So the biggest problem is finding people. A lot of people, it's like on our rightoflife.org. We've had over 5,000 people view the site. But, getting people to not only view the site, but to stop, hit that button that says donate now, pull that credit card out, give us at least $10. We've got a donor honor roll. So with your permission, everybody that donates, your name and your home state goes in the honor roll. We've already had an Avon representative from Ireland donate. Wow, how cool can it be? Let's go get 200,000 donors. Is it possible? Can you really raise $2 million in the next couple of months? Is it possible? I've got a GoPro camera. I got 3 cameras. I got a GoPro camera mounted on the front of my bike. We're going to be uploading YouTube video every day. You got somebody on staff that's going to be editing that and putting stuff on the website. The website's going to be phenomenal. Think about it. Wednesday night or Thursday, you're going to see pictures of the folks from Winslow, Arizona. Well, the next day, you're going to see pictures from Phoenix, Arizona. The next day is San Diego, L.A., going up Eureka. I'm going right up Pacific Coast Highway. I've got a John Maxwell friend in Portland that's president of the local National Speakers Association up there that is going to participate. And that's the kind of stuff that we want to get going. And then I got a call today. I already knew this was taking place. I got to be in New Hampshire on July the 12th. One of the top people of Avon has a big event going on, a Ride of Life event going on out there. She's got the local state representative, John Burks, is going to be in the Duncan booth that day. At a big event that they're throwing for me out there. That's the kind of stuff we're doing. We're just networking it across the country from the saddle of my heart.
Randy, one thing we haven't, of course, I've told Herdy a little bit, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about the Avon, connection here. People are going to see when they go. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My wife, Sophia, when she got into Avon back in the early 90s, Avon was just Avon. Everybody knows Avon, but they had been doing some test marketing on their networking side. Their multi-level side. Well, as soon as they broke it open, we were living in Corpus Christi at the time when we saw the plan. We jumped on board. My wife then went out and built one of the largest organizations in Avon history. When she was diagnosed with ALS, our organization was number 4 in the country. The organization was so strong that when she died 3 years later, or 28 months later, actually, we were still at number 7, which we're holding, to this day. So a tremendous organization. She became a legend and an icon with Avon for doing it the hard way, doing it the knocking on doors way, doing it in pure networking. And that's what's inspired me to take this trip and just, without making any big plans, just network myself across the country, because that's the way you do it. And, Avon, and after she was diagnosed, that was the time in 2011, she was diagnosed in 10. In 2011, they were doing the 125th anniversary of Avon. Avon helped us start a fundraiser. We raised something like $70,000 for ALS research. And the first time in 125 years, they put a representative's name on a product. It was called the Sophia Smith Yellow Rose Necklace. And, wow. They started a Yellow Rose Award named for her, which is for compassion, perseverance, and dedication to your work. Her passion was that she could take any lady from any walk of life and show them how to start their home-based business and become. It was empowering women was her thing, and it was her passion, right up to the point to where she lost use of her right hand, but she would still type out in Facebook and doing her teaching over Facebook, and we've still got it on Facebook. She was doing all of her testimonials where she was teaching people all over the world, Australia, the UK, Canada, just all these different places that were her friends on Facebook. That was her passion. She did it until she could not move her fingers any longer.
Man, wow. That's powerful. And, I have no doubt, Randy, just based on what I've heard and knowing how the Internet works, I'm going to excuse myself a second about the cough, but I think this is going to be extremely good for you. I think this is going to be a huge deal. That's my personal opinion, because it's for such a great cause.
To me, it's amazing, to even think it's possible. But one of Sophia's favorite sayings was, a dream is only a dream until you physically make it happen. And so I'm going to give it my best shot. Just give an old country boy a run. I'm going to get out there on a leap of faith. I'm going to leave here June the 1st and just keep plugging in, keep tagging it, keep plugging in, and just seeing everybody that I can see, and try to throw it out there and tell this story, and let's just see what we can do.
Now, and Danny, we've been talking some about John Maxwell, and what you haven't told anybody yet is you are a certified John Maxwell coach. You've been through his program.
I have too,
Yeah, both you guys are
and
both through that program, right?
My 25-year-old daughter also.
So you guys are living these principles like the leadership books and the 15 invaluable laws, right? And you're putting them to purpose in your life, which is awesome. Maybe you guys can talk a little bit how that's influenced your life a little bit.
Oh, wow. I'd been looking at the Maxwell program for about a year and hadn't done anything with it, and then another coach and a friend of mine joined the program, and John Griffin here in Austin, and I went to one of his masterminds, and it was around the 15 invaluable laws of growth, and John had just written, and that book had just come out. And then that was back in 2012, and then 2013, I went through the book I led 8 groups through the book in 2013, and it's one of the most powerful lessons I've learned, the law of intentionality. I learned there the difference, in the book, the difference between goal setting and growth, and how results become sustainable through growth. Goals are going to happen with growth. Growth doesn't always happen with goals. The law of environment, and I was thinking about this, Randy, this morning as I was thinking into the results that I want from these next few weeks. The training, when you called last week and you started talking about, okay, why don't we do some training, Danny? And what book would you do? And I instantly said the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And but Randy, what I started thinking about was the law of environment. And what an interesting environment this is going to be to use for people to learn, and for some. I'm sure there's going to be some life lessons, undoubtedly for you, but for everybody connected to you. Go ahead.
Let me throw this in there, and this is my viewpoint. A goal is the end result. A goal is a destination, and to me, it's not about the goal. Because once you've achieved the goal, what have you got? It's not the goal; it's the journey. Because when you reach a goal, it's one thing to step up and say I did it, but it's not the I did it that you really talk about. What you talk about is what it took to get there, where the rush is, where the good is the journey. What did it take? What did you feel? What did you go through on achieving that goal? What did it take to get there? How much did you lay out? What roads did you travel? That's the ride of life. We're all in a ride of life. We're all on our personal ride of life. I'm just going to take everybody on mine and try to get people to tell me about theirs too. You know, I mean, my ride of life has been pretty crazy. You know, I mean, my wife and I, we were, I've had an old saying: you get up every morning, kick the rooster in the butt, and you walk out the door and get after it. Whatever you do it well. If you don't do it well, you do it twice and call it well. You get up every day and you do what you do best. You do it all day and every day, and life just works out. Well, that's not always necessarily true, because you get up one day and all of a sudden, like my wife, she's a speaker at a huge event. She speaks. They have dinner that evening. She reaches for her butter knife and drops it. She cannot use her right hand. That's the first 4 years later, I'm burying her. 6-8 months after that first little drop of the knife, we discover ALS, which is something I've never heard of before. I watched the misery she goes. I shut my life down to be her caregiver. Life changes for me, because the things that used to be so important, which is her career, my career, our kids, life revolved around our kids and our careers. All of a sudden, life just revolves around her. I spent my life savings trying to make her life better. After she passed, I donated over $100,000 worth of equipment to the muscular dystrophy because they did so much for us. That's the ride of life. That's what we go through. And so I want to share with people my ride of life as it relates to your ride of life, their ride of life, because that's, and what's important and what's not. That's what it's all about. And the life's lessons we learn along the way.
And wow. Randy, what would it mean to you if you go out there, you have way over 200,000 people give you $10, and you're able to come back and build out this hospice center? What would that mean to you?
Well, it would mean to me that I made a difference, that I touched some lives and I made a difference. I took advantage of an opportunity, and I showed people that dreams are real. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to dream. Dream big, dream often, and then put them hush puppies on and step out there and make it become a reality. You can make dreams come true. You can do anything in life you want to do if you work hard enough, and the shortest road to success is the duplication process. Duplicate what others have done before you, but share it. Share it and let others understand that people lay at home at night and dream all the time. But I'd like to be able to come back home and show that just a simple guy like me can make a difference when you draw in a lot of friends. You cannot do it alone. And to show that, just on the leap of faith and getting out there, touching a lot of lives and having a lot of people, to me, that would be the ultimate right there. Can you do it? Who knows? $2 million in a couple of months? Unbelievable. Impossible. You're crazy. Everybody said, and it's probably true. But you know what? If I don't try it, I'll never know. Hank Aaron never hit a home run until he got up to the plate and took a swing.
Yeah, the hammer. That's great.
You got to take a swing at it. You got to swing at the ball to hit it over the fence.
So that's huge. Danny, anything else? Like, where do people donate, Randy? Where do people donate?
www.rideoflife.org.
Okay, rideoflife.org.
Donate now. We've got a store there. You can buy T-shirts, hats, koozies, bandanas, all the different things. But really, it's www.rideoflife.org. Donate $10. For every $10 you donate, you get a chance to win a Harley Davidson. I've got a friend of mine I've got a friend of mine that I've been riding with for years in our old club, our old Harley club, a Harley Owners Group club locally. It's a retired club now. That the colors are retired and everything. I'm bringing back my wife's colors, and I'm going to put them on my pack, her vest, and all the badges and packs. She's going to ride with me. But an old friend of mine that's a car collector and a motorcycle collector, he heard about what I'm doing, and he stepped up and donated an '09 Harley Rocker out of his collection that he's given me on the condition that September 25th we're going to do a celebration gala here in Victoria, and we're going to give that bike away. So every $10 you donate, your name goes in the hat to win that Harley.
So how awesome! Not only to get the help, but you get a chance to get something back in return for that, which is kind of a plus, but don't really need that.
When it's all said and done, if I'm successful, and they've got enough money to put in to build a facility with the first 12 beds.
Yep.
And if I'm successful, we're going to hang a sign out in front of that facility. We're going to finish that facility, and it's going to be called the Sophia Smith Center of Compassion. Awesome. It's a facility for the dying. If we're all lucky in life, we will die in the care of hospice personnel. Phenomenal people. There's so many people out there that when their last moments in life, you have a family member, what does everybody do? You call an ambulance, you take them to the hospital, the family's trying to crowd into a hospital room or sitting out in the waiting area. Well, yep. If you've ever been to any of these state-of-the-art hospice facilities, it's a family environment, big rooms, and so the family can be there when somebody's passing, and they pass with grace. That's what I want to accomplish, is to not only build this facility, to put her name on it, because she worked so hard to help so many people and so many women, as she was empowering women to make a difference in their own life and to others. If I'm successful and I've done that, then that's it. That's all I care about.
Wow, awesome.
Let's, Randy, I want to pray for you. I'll pray for your ride. Heavenly Father, Lord, just lift up to you Randy, and lift up to you all the people that Sophia touched, and just lift up to you this ride, Randy's safety, these 200,000 people that will be given $10, and the impact and the results that will have. Lord, thank you for this opportunity you've given Randy, all the people along the way, the story that Randy be telling, the stories that other people will be telling along the way that we'll get to hear over the next few weeks. Just pray for Randy's safety. Pray for your hand to be on him. In your son's Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen, brother.
All right, Herdy, thanks for helping us out with this. Herdy, HerdyBurt.com, and going to help me through this process of getting these recordings and putting them over onto Randy's YouTube channel, and we'll be posting this all on Facebook under the Ride of Life Facebook page. All right,
awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Randy, nice to meet you, sir.
Love you, man.
Herdy. I hope I get to meet you one day, bro.
You will. You will soon, and you're going to get that deal done. I feel it. So I'm excited for you. Just be safe on the road, my friend.
I will only get this deal done with a lot of help from folks like you. I can get on that bike and ride. Danny will tell you I'm an old coffee shop and a type of guy that I'll talk to anybody you put in front of me. But I only can make this happen with a lot of folks just like yourself, spreading the word and getting folks to go to www.rideoflife.org, hit that donate button now, take your credit card out and make a donation, get your name on the donors honor roll, and be a part of this ride. I thank you very much.
Hey, have a great evening, Randy. We'll get this out. Don't worry. It's all good.
All right, God bless you all.
Okay, thanks. Good night.
You too, Randy. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.